Good afternoon. Welcome to our live lunch performance here on Sounds Good. I'm Tracy Ross, and I am pleased to welcome longtime friend of the station, longtime musician here in this region, Nathan Blake Lynn. Hey, Nathan.
What's up? How's it going, everybody?
It's going well. You've been on tour a bit lately. Have you been on the river with the Wheelhouse Rousters?
I have. I've been out with my best friends, traveling up and down the Mississippi River on the Queen of the Mississippi, and it's good to be back on dry land for a little bit and here performing with everybody today.
And you've got a show coming up tomorrow. It's part of the Backstage Pass series at the Clemens Center. Looking forward to that one?
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's just me and my guitar and my banjo, maybe my electric guitar, harmonicas. What else we got? I got some spoons. I might try to play them, although I won't promise that.
I find it almost impossible to believe that many people aren't familiar with you to some degree, but for the uninitiated, I mean, how long have you been making music in this region?
I started singing at Spring Bio Baptist Church when I was probably 4 or 5 years old. So I've been doing, I won't tell you my age now, but I've been doing it a long time, and thankful to be from this great community and have such support from everybody. So,
well, what do you want to start with?
Maybe I'll start with the Rouster song. This is one from my good buddy Eddie Coffey wrote this. I don't know where he's at. He might be out there on the river somewhere. He's a river rat. One off of the Rousters' latest album, River Folk. Love me in the morning, darling. Love me in the afternoon. Take me to the river. Love me underneath the moon. Take me down the Mississippi, beneath the stars in June. It's Natchez on Tuesday morning, Vicksburg on Wednesday night. Friday I'm in Memphis, long about a quarter to 9. Just listen for the whistle, I won't be far behind. Well, maybe I'll roam forever. Someday might settle down, looking for adventure in another river town. Just listen for the whistle, I'll be coming round.
Nathan Blake Lynn on Live Lunch. How do you know when you do a song today if it's a Wheelhouse Rouster song or if it's one of yours?
How do I know? Or
Yeah,
how do people out there know? That's a good question. The Rousters have been performing together for 6-7 years now, and we're a pretty tight friendship, brotherhood. And I think we all have similar writing styles, but bring a lot of different things to the table as well. And I think that's what makes us have a good time. And I've learned a lot from writing music with my best friends. I've been thankful to do that with the Coffees over the years, Josh and Ed, and Jake Senior as well. So, yeah, that's one of Eddie's tunes, and I'm thankful that I get to perform with him and learn his songs as well.
And how's the addition of Jake Senior changed the sound of the Wheelhouse Rousters?
It's been great. Jake's an amazing musician, not just a classically trained bass player, can play all genres of music, and is great with electronic music as well, and an engineer. So it's been a great addition, and we've been playing with Jake now for probably 3 years on and off. He's been in the band, and now he's a full-time member. So it's allowed Eddie to play guitar, slide guitar, his boron, his drum, and flat pick as well. So it's added a lot to our sound and our show, and just keep growing. That's what life's all about, you know.
What about your solo shows? Do you get to play just by yourself very often?
Yeah, not as much as I would like because I'm busy with other projects. This year, I've been trying to focus on the Wheelhouse Rousters because we had a new album, Riverfolk, come out, and so we pushed that with a lot of shows. We did a tour through the South this summer, and so I've only played about maybe 3 or 4 shows this year. I got to open for Ian Noe at the Bluegrass Museum, the Woodward Theater, and for Western Kentucky University Public Radio's Lost River Sessions. So that was a great show. I'm fortunate that when I do get to do solo shows, they seem to be very rewarding, and like today. So I'm thankful y'all had me out to push me to get out and be a songwriter still.
All right, what do you want to play now?
Well, maybe I'll do a new song. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. First I got to get a drink of whatever's in this container here.
You're listening
Don't
to
zoom in.
Live Lunch here on WKMS. Nathan, drinking.
What you've always dreamed of out there is hearing how a river hobbit drinks. This is a song that I've been writing over the last probably 3 or 4 years, and I've never played it out, so this seems like as good a time as any. I can't see you all out there in radio land or Facebook land, so... Well, when I was a boy, my daddy died. We knew it was coming, so we went for a ride across the sky. And I set out on the road, I was 8 years old. My aunt was a carny and she took me along to county fairs. We worked the old bullpen, hit 30 states by the time I was 10. But one Sunday came, the rides were down and gone. Litter on the ground, time to move on. She said they told me that it never really amount to much, but that was a place that I forgot on tour. And I had a pretty good hand at changing tires. My neighbor worked in a race car. He offered me a job and I never looked back. From up in the dirt tracks to Talladega, Watkins Glen, Bush 500, we got the win. He said they told me that it never really amount to much. That was a place that I forgot on tour. And I got my GED signed with Uncle Sam. We toured Iraq with a gun in our hands. Things went down and they sent us back. 21st birthday with nothing but a pack of Marlboro Reds, a couple of sets of clothes, Purple Heart, standing in the barracks alone. Said it told me it never really amount to much. That was a place that I forgot on tour. And I fell in love with Rose in the long blonde dreads. We set out on tour, it was red, yeah. Mishawaka to Frisco Bay. We danced all of our cares away till Jerry died. A lot of us headed home. Her and I standing in the lot alone. She said they told me that it never really amount to much, but that was a place that I forgot. Yeah, she's still on tour. Well, I rode it with Metallica in '88. World tour, man, it was great. Great Britain, China, Africa. Came back home, oh, you know what they say about rock and roll. So I got a big freight liner, I float coast to coast. Seen the Masters in the Alamo, Kaminsky Park, soon the great unknown. When St. Pete asks, I'll tell him, you know, it's been a long but those streets of gold I'm yet to roam. Besides, they told me that it never really amounted to much, but that was a place that I forgot. Earth Tour. Well, when I was a boy, my daddy died. We knew it was coming, so we went for a ride.
All right. Nathan Blake Lynn here on Live Lunch. When you write a song, is it hard to write it from someone else's perspective, you know, to not, as a singer-songwriter, to not make it about yourself all the time?
Yeah. I don't know. That song, I think I drew a lot from characters that I've met through the years, and I work at the McCracken County Public Library too, and I meet a lot of great people there, and they inspire me to do better things in this world. And sometimes I think I take stories from people I meet and try to put myself in their shoes.
Does your day job go hand in hand with your career as a musician? I mean, being a folklorist, how does that kind of entwine together?
You know, I'm really thankful. My beautiful partner, Dixie, applied for me a job at the McCracken County Public Library at a very broke point in my music career. And I got the job, and I've been there for 8 years. And I've got to say the library is one of the most magical places that this earth has to offer, because you get everyone that comes in there. And we provide access to all kinds of things. And it's really a people job, as my director would say. And, yeah, I would say so. I get to work in history. I get to study and provide access to lots of different items, photos, stories, books, e-resources. And I'm thankful. I would say it works well for me. I can't say for all musicians it would be. They don't... If you want to tour nonstop, if you want to go out on tour, like we were just singing about, it might not be the best. But if you're looking for a good place to help people and feel good about what you do in this small time we're here on Earth, I'd say the library is a great place to be.
You want to play one more before we go to break?
Sure. This is a song by another song by one of my friends. I might not even play any of my material if we want to chat. This is by a great Western Kentucky songwriter, Craig Russell. Well, sometimes I just sit here, hold the picture frame. No, I never thought I'd lose my sweet sugar cane. Since you've been gone, I've given up, quit my job and I sold my truck. How was Malibu? Was it worth it in the end? Everything I had gladly gave to you, but I guess that it wasn't quite enough to change your view. Your friends say it's for the best. Just wait and you'll find someone else there in Malibu, where the nightlife never ends. I was sitting inside a waiting room, the one-stop country store, just an hour or two soaking in the bad news. Black and white television over the door, yeah. A woman walked in, bought a bottle, gassed up and passing through. She gave me a ride out west, and as she cried I thought of you. Where the lights were bright on 2nd Street, I remember the bar too well. You walked in alone, working on your degree, a master in your spell. Bartender, make it strong. I tried so hard, yes, I tried so long. There in Malibu, who's a lucky man? Yeah, in Malibu, was it worth it in the end? In Malibu, where the nightlife never ends.
You're listening to Live Lunch with Nathan Blake Lynn. We've got a lot more ahead right after this.
It's Friday, November 22nd. The WKCTC Clemens Fine Arts Center hosts a night with Nathan Blake Lynn for their Stripped Back live music series tomorrow night from 7:30 to 9:30. Nathan Blake Lynn is an American musician, songwriter, and folklorist from Grahamville, Kentucky. With 5 solo records under his belt, Lynn's songs highlight his love for American roots music. The Murray Lions Club invites you to move your feet before you eat this Thanksgiving at their Turkey Trot on Thanksgiving Day at 7:30 a.m. The 5K Run Walk will start in Murray Central Park. And Paducah Main Street presents Dickens of a Christmas on November 30th from 10 to 4 for Small Business Saturday. The Christmas celebration will feature free Victorian carriage rides, holiday shopping, and good old-fashioned Christmas cheer. See more community events at WKMS.org.
Support for Live Lunch comes from Just Hamburgers, now with 2 locations in Paducah. Serving fresh-made burgers, sides, and more, Just Hamburgers also features a different burger weekly. This week it's the Graveyard, a double burger topped with pepper jack cheese, jalapeno cured bacon, lettuce, tomato, and homemade ranch. On Facebook at Just Hamburgers. You can get a pair of tickets to see Nathan play at the Clemens Fine Arts Center tomorrow night. Just call us at 800-599-4737. We're enjoying Nathan here on Live Lunch. And Nathan, you've been in Paducah for a while now, but you spent some time here in Murray.
Go Racers.
Go Racers.
That's right.
Any particular good memories of your time here in our fair town that you can remember?
That I can tell or remember?
Both.
Yeah. Murray's awesome. Man, I tell you. Murray State University, walking on campus this morning. It's a beautiful campus. Don't ever take it for granted. It's a great place to go to school, and the greatest NPR radio station in the nation here at Murray State. But yeah, I love Murray. You know, I moved here. I went to WKCTC, or it was Paducah Community College when I went there, where I'm going to be performing this weekend. And I went there for 2 years to community college and then came to Murray State my junior year, and it was the year that Murray went moist, if you all remember this. And so the Big Apple was still down south when I started living in Murray. And we had Largos and ZZ's, and you had to go south to get the nightlife. It never ended there. Craig Russell might have wrote that song about that. But lots of great teachers here, and yeah, I love Murray.
Kind of had to make our own fun, and I think you probably made your share.
South of the border. We made our fun south of the border, but then the Big Apple moved to Murray, along with 15th and Olive. Shout out to those good times. Somebody's calling because they love 15th and Olive, or they have good memories. Call on in. 1-800-599-4737.
Well, what do you want to play now, Nathan?
Well, I got to play more music? I thought we were talking.
Well, we could. But
let's play a song. Can I do another new song? I'm sorry. I guess that's the life of a songwriter. I don't get to... Is this open mic night for me?
Yeah,
I don't get out much.
It's like the Bluebird North.
This is the Bluebird.
Yeah.
The horse. It would be Racer 1. Right? The song's called Stroll In. Like Racer 1 does. Strolling through my memories, looking for yesterday's dreams, where the freaks and weirdos and old souls danced in youth's dawn. But it seems like something's taking up keys unlocks what the clouds sing, just mirroring us, begging for jingle jangles. I'm a silhouette of a working man, kick back, letting the stars tangle. I've been stoned by the rest of them, shunned by the best of them, played an open hand. You can't fight what's dealt to you unless you're paying the dealer. Nobody's holding the same, drowning in a game of wannabe memories. You can find me strolling down a moonbow, sitting on a bank near old life's river, and the hands of time waving as we go by. Blow by blow, friend to friend, high times roll out and back again, like the moon glows on the trail of the hills of old. Yeah, blasted work in the summertime, fun and sun ain't hard to rhyme. You got northern freaks singing southern lines. Oh, gets in my mind, yeah, we're old school. Hidden is sweaty, midnight roll call, you better be ready to go. Got a million miles before we lay our head on a hotel floor. I've always been told it's a crazy life, no one to tuck you in at night. But I keep on rolling fast as I can, just smiling and singing to my self-made jams. I'm strolling down a rainbow, floating on a bank near old life's river. The hands of time waving as we go by. Blow by blow and friend to friend, high tides roll out and back again, like the moon glows on the trails of the hills of old. Stroll on down to the rainbow store, find some colors we ain't never seen before. Jump into the waters above, drowning in a song of love. I'm a little wiser, a little grayer, sitting back and I'm watching the blaze in my mind, like the clouds at night. A couple more shots of this watered down life might do you some good. All this fussing and fighting got me losing my mind. So you can find me strolling down a moonbow, floating on a bank near old life's river, and the hands of time waving as we go by. Blow by blow, friend to friend, high tides roll out and back again, like the moon glows on the trails of the hills of old. I'll be strolling.
All right, Nathan Blake Lynn here on Live Lunch. How have you matured as a songwriter that you can tell?
Ooh.
It's the easy question, right?
I don't want to mature. I want to be young and keep the same spirit. You know, songwriting is a weird thing. Sometimes songs are just out there, and if you're fortunate enough to catch one, you know, it's a good thing. And other times you got to work for them, and you sit down and spend a lot of time working on songs. I would say that one thing I've done as a songwriter is I don't put out as much material as quickly as I used to. I have more time spent doing other things that it requires me to work on my art. And I think I listened to Guy Clark talk about this one time about, you know, how long he spent as a craftsman. It's craftsmanship, you know. It's not just, you know, I wrote that in 5 minutes. Yeah, you hear that does happen, but there's other aspects of writing that you spend a lot of time on. So I would say I filter my material a little more, except today where I've already played 2 new songs for you all. So there you go.
Well, how about this? How do you feel when you hear like the younger you sing, like some of your early stuff? Is it like you're your own little brother?
Yeah, I try not to hear that. I try not to hear that. How do you feel, Tracy, when you listen to your voice on the radio?
I feel really old, Nathan.
Do you?
I feel because you know, as you get old, your voice changes, and it's almost like it takes on the wear and tear of life. And in radio, and certainly as a musician, you put some put some miles on those tires, you know.
You do, yeah. I can sing a little deeper, and I've learned that. I used to wish I had a gravelly voice, but somewhere recently I heard one of Bon and the Mash's. My voice just cracked, so there you go. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm still.
Puberty will come soon.
Toning my voice. I've been waiting. But I was listening somewhere. I heard a song off Bon and the Mash's first album, "Welcome to the Atomic City," and I thought, man, I sound like I'm like 12 years old. It's all really pretty and polished. I'm like, do I really sound like that? But at some point, you sound like you sound. You know, that's the way it is. Going out and trying to change that is not going to do you any good. You just got to be yourself. And I think maybe that's part of maturing as a musician too. You know, if people don't like what you're doing, people don't like what you're doing. But you got to be yourself. You can't go through this world being something you're not.
I'm excited because you picked up a banjo.
I did pick up a banjo. Dixie is not as excited. My beautiful wife. I don't know if it's in tune. Man, I bought a banjo at Allen's Music in Paducah. Bon and the Mash was living downtown Paducah in the Shamrock. And we all lived there in this little communal type apartment. Our landlord lived below us, and needless to say, that didn't last very long before we were evicted out of that place. But I bought a banjo from Allen Music for $90, and I still don't know how to tune the thing. I'll sing you one off of one of my albums, Ramble In. I think this was off of, and I got to record this in Nashville with some of my good buddies, the Campbell brothers and Josh Coffey. Well, the fields have overgrown and the rivers have rolled and flooded the old bottom ground, and the backwater stay neath the big Tupelos in the ball cypress stands. Well, slew down the red gravel road, let your memories take me back to when I was a child. Let me walk with the old folks a while. Like a lost sheep I've roamed so far from my home, from the city I now long to leave, and run back south and lay my head down on my girl in Kentucky. Well, slew down a red gravel road, let your memories take me back to when I was a child. Let me walk with the old folks a while. Oh, let me walk with the old folks a while.
Well, you can play it. I don't know if you can tune it, but you can play it. Nathan Blake Lynn here on Live Lunch. So being a father and a husband and having a full-time job, when do you find time to write? Are you an early morning person or a late at night person or just a whenever you can grab the time person?
I'd like to be a late at night person, but early morning's my jam. I like getting up with the sunrise. I like to watch the sunrise and come down. I think there's something special about that part of your day, seeing the sunrise and go down. And I love to write music in the morning with some good stout coffee like you all have here at WKMS.
Yeah, radio people know how to drink coffee.
You do know how to drink coffee. I could use a little.
Do you wake up sometimes with an idea in your head, or do you just, as you sit there, on your porch or whatever, drinking coffee, does it kind of float in? I mean, how does your muse come to you?
It depends. Sometimes I wake up with a song in my head. Yeah, definitely. Other times, I like to just pick up my guitar and see what happens. It really just depends. It's song by song, but I do enjoy mornings. And sometimes on the road, you get inspired, or on the river, you know. I'm lucky to have multiple outlets for my music because I'm in multiple different arrangements of bands, and so, you know, I can pitch something to the Wheelhouse Rousters or the MASH that goes one place, and I can do my solo stuff as well.
Do you still have time to listen to music just for fun anymore?
Yeah, I was listening to Fish November 22nd, 1994 this morning. I do. I listen to music. I'm really bad about listening to new music, and I should be better about that. But I listen to a lot of bluegrass music still as well. Not that I play a lot of bluegrass music or I play a lot of rock and roll, but that's my thing. And that something for years I forgot. I was performing so much, I forgot what it was like to be a fan of music, I feel like. I don't know if that makes sense. Austin, you ever have that happen? Yeah. It's like you get so caught up in making music, you forget, oh, man, I love this band or that band. And it's good to be rekindling that now when I have time, which is tough. You know, we play a lot of festivals and different venues where I get to see other bands play, but you're always working. And so it's not as easy to enjoy that as some might think. They're always like, oh, you were in Florida, but that was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was there working, and I saw, you know, the ocean and then left.
For a second. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you have some more coffee, maybe after one more song.
Oh, cool. Okay. One more song. I don't know that one more song.
Yeah, I don't know how it goes. It's probably in
on one of my albums, actually.
GAD, I think.
I think it starts in G, yeah. This is a song I wrote in Chicago. Got to move to Chicago with my family a number of years back and lived there on the edge of Boys Town for about a year, and got to see John Prine at his high school, Lakewood. I think it's Lakewood High is where John went. Don't quote me on that. But I wrote this song thinking about two of my favorite songwriters, John Prine and Tom T. Hall, on the first snow that we had. Come and sit by my side, little darling, as the sun chases away the moon. You be the pride of the garden on the corner of Cell Block 2, where it's crosswords for breakfast tonight when the crickets and the rocks start to fight. I heard the nights down the hall say the season was fall, but I can't see the change in the shadows on the wall. On the banks of the river in a castle of stone, where they locked me away and said that I was to blame for the drowning of a wealthy man's wife. I was really just trying to save her life. Down here, it's kind of weird. An innocent man headed for the chair, where it's coffee for breakfast after roll call, and then back to staring at the shadows on the wall. Well, the sunflowers grew in strawberry fields, and rainbows shined on daffodils, and the catfish all cried and caused the rivers to rise and washed us out of this dungeon. Wouldn't that be just fine? Sweet shadow, you're my only friend, keeping me company here in 210. So let's burn a little burley, it's my last request. That and fried chicken, tell my dog I loved him the best. Well, off in the distance, I see you smile, as we walk along that golden mile. You'll hold my hand as they strap me in, king on his throne in this Kentucky pen. Midship ain't good, but I wrote it down. You scatter my ashes above the ground, and forgive the souls who put me in this hole. And you give all the rest to my shadow.
You're listening to Live Lunch here on WKMS with Nathan Blake Lynn. We're back with one more set after this.
I'm Ira Plato. This week on Science Friday, how much do you really know about Marie Curie? A new play tackles her loves, her sorrows, and her greatest joys.
We love our lovers, we adore our children, but our life's passion is proof.
Madame Curie on stage on Science Friday from WNYC Studios.
Here's Science Friday. It's ahead at 1. Support for Live Lunch comes from Paducah's Just Hamburgers, now with 2 locations. Open 6 days a week, Just Hamburgers serves fresh and made-to-order burgers, fried chicken tenders, sides, and desserts. There's information about their weekly special burger and more on Facebook at Just Hamburgers. And thanks for support from the Murray State Department of Music and the Department of Global Languages and Theater Arts, presenting Gilbert and Sullivan's The Pirates of Penzance this week. The comedic operetta follows a young orphan who has mistakenly been apprenticed to an ineffectual and rowdy band of pirates. Community performances at MSU's Johnson Theater are tonight and tomorrow at 7:30. There's a Sunday matinee at 2:30. Nathan Blake Lynn is playing at the Clemens Fine Arts Center as part of the Backstage Pass series tomorrow night at 7:30. Tickets are available in advance or at the door, or you can get a pair right now by calling us at 800-599-4737. So, Nathan, what do you want to play for us in this final set?
Oh man, I got a couple tunes.
You'd mentioned something about Just Hamburgers.
Just Hamburgers.
Yes. Which you're on brand with your Just Hamburgers cap and your KMS shirt.
I try to do good at that. I have help, but I love Just Hamburgers. Don't y'all? Everybody out there, you got to visit Just Hamburgers. My boy Rob Waller and his beautiful partner Jenny, they've done a great job of keeping the family business is booming. I'm telling you, Just Burgers is the jam. You need to get there. Speaking of jam, they got a burger that they put this hot pepper jam on. I don't know if y'all have had that. That is the jam. You might have thought Bertha from 73 Dead was the jam, but no, that hamburger is the jam.
Is that the one with the pepper on it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it'll make you move. Really had to move.
Nice.
But yeah, Rob and I have been friends a long time, and I'm thankful that he helps support WKMS and all that you all do here. Rob and I went to Murray together and met here through mutual friends, the Campbell brothers, and Mike West. And let's see. I don't know what year it was, but Rob was getting married, and against John Franz's advice, we all went and saw Fish at Deer Creek. We drug Rob to Deer Creek for his bachelor party, and it was a pretty epic experience. If you've ever been to Deer Creek Amphitheater, I don't know what it's called now, but that's what it'll always be in my heart. And we had a good time, and I remember I woke up in the middle of the night after the concert. You camp at Deer Creek. You can camp, and have a good time. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get out of the tent. In a panic, I got my Clayton wouldn't wake up. Clayton Campbell. What are you doing? I got my pocket knife out and just ripped a hole in the tent with my pocket knife, and I came out sweating. So I ruined Clayton's tent, and I still owe him for that. But we had a good bachelor party for Rob there. Anyways, I'll send this out for all you Just Burgers fans out there. Stop by now with 2 convenient locations, right? Yeah. and get you a burger. It's almost it's as if I should do a song for him. Here we go. Well, you won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my tape record. I call the Lord to put you in the pen. You won't steal that thing again. Well, I didn't even know your name. What was your game? Stealing things sure brought you to fame. I want to know if you stole mine. It's one of a kind. Not saying that you're to blame. My life has never been the same. Well, you won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again. When I feel the weight of Cupid's sword, call the Lord to put you in the pen. Won't steal that thing again. You know I can't track you anymore. Detective work has sure become a bore. So tell me what you did with it. Stop it, give up yourself before come knocking at your door. My sweet one, call you my sweet one. You're my only true sweet one. With my all, call you my sweet one. Far away, say your name. I told my boss I was leaving. I needed a couple-week break. She said, don't worry about coming back. And I said, you know what? That sounds great. There's a freedom we get from the spring to the fall. I quit paying rent, I'm going to the festival. Well, I saved all my money up for over a year. I was gonna see my favorite band and dance real weird. I got me a ticket, hit the highway, meet up with the peeps, we was gonna escape reality. But there was a pretty good line there to the entrance gate. Security guard smiled and said, hey, sorry for the wait. He had long hair and sandals, but waved us on through. He said, pick up your trash and avoid the festival blues. Festival blues. Well, inside the gates, there were sights untold. My eyes filled with love at all the weirdos that lined the road. It was a tie-dyed sea of patchwork clothes, glow sticks, fireworks, and the big light show. So I set up my tent there on the side of a hill. Wasn't the best of spots, but it was by my buddy Phil. It was a pretty good hike from there to the stage. We walked it 22 times on the very first day. Got the festival blues. Take care of your shoes. There was bluegrass and rap and jazz and country, jam band, funk, old time rock and roll and western swing. It was just me and my cooler, Phil in his stash. We both had poison ivy, we was both out of cash, which was a bummer, cause you know I wanted a souvenir to mend things with the old boss. Maybe a poster or a spiritual rock, some knob chop up patchouli or a moon ring. Or maybe a t-shirt that said, hey baby, I'm living the dream and you're at work. I'm at the festival. And there was a mountain there, made of recycled dreams. Some freak sitting at the top, screaming, keep the vibe clean. He was naked and sunburned, but smiling ear to ear. I offered him some water, he said, no thanks, I got these beers. And there were hot air balloons, and the Ferris wheel would zoom. I bathed in a pool of mud with a bunch of baboons. Called a session backstage with Billy Strings and his band, and $1 grilled cheese from some hippies in a van. One was a barefoot dready mama, screaming free high fives and hugs. She had a hula hoop for a halo, and I fell down in love with her tattooed butterflies and the flowers in her hair. Tried to get a free high five, but her and Phil had disappeared. They was making out, and I got the festival blues. Well, it's 4 in the morning. I was strumming my guitar. Jam's always going there by the campfire. Caught a ride on a golf cart and we sang through the lot, throwing up the doo-doo from the Johnny on the spot. Now I'm headed to my tent. Need another oatmeal stout. I found Phil, the hippie, the security guard. They're in lawn chairs passed out. And I searched for the moments between the night and the day, but the dew was too heavy on my oat sleeping bag. I heard the drum circles and the didgeridoos. Yeah, here comes the sun. I got the festival blues. Festival blues. I drove 500 miles just to sleep in the rain, but it feels good. Hope to do it again.
All right, Nathan Blake Lynn here on Live Lunch. You've got a 2-hour performance tomorrow at Clemens?
I have a 2-hour performance. If anyone would like to help me with that, come on out. I got a lot of time to fill there.
Do you know what your set list is, or are you more of a show up and kind of figure it out? I usually make a set list,
but today I kind of showed up and figured it out, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm trying to do better tomorrow with writing a set list. I'm sure the folks at WKCTC that are paying for the event will be appreciative of that. But yeah, it's hit or miss.
Well, how do you want to spend the last 5 or 6 minutes here?
Well, 5 or 6 minutes, man. I want to thank you all and all the folks in here that you out there can't see or hear, but there are a lot of fine folks here that are working to make this possible, and they're always working to make this possible. And if you'd ever like to make a donation to WKMS, you can do that online or by calling 1-800-599-4737. I'm your host, Nathan Blake Lynn.
If you ever get tired of music, you can take my job.
There's pays about the same.
Yeah, probably.
Good. I could do we got time for a short song here?
Oh, yeah, you've got, or a longer. Yeah. Definitely got time for one more, for sure.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, this is another new song that I'll leave you with here. Hope you like it. She working 32 on, 32 off, making up toe at the confluence, but she got a guitar on Friday night. She goes downtown, make her feel alright. They said, oh, you know that girl can play, making them feel just a little straight. Uncle Frank is sitting on the front porch swing, tell him all about the way it used to be. Fussing and a fighting and a carrying on. Mama come out, said, leave them alone, yeah, oh. Leave them dogs at bay, making you feel just a little straight. Well, sister come round so she can take it no more. Yeah, the phone's always ringing and the talk is a bowl. Sometimes she wear her hair high, sometimes she wear it down low. The boys all whistle when she walk out the door. Hot case! Oh, yeah, it's a shame. She gonna make them feel just a little strange. And oh, let your spirit flow. Take nothing that you can't hold. Me, I'm still on the road, I've been 20 years. Sometimes I talk too much and I'll drink all of your beers, but I'm a shop dresser. I strut through your town, we all in this together. We came to get down, oh Lord, let your troubles float away. No need to feel any strain, thinking back on worst days. No need to feel any strain, thinking it back on better days.
Yeah. Nathan Blake Lynn here on Live Lunch. You know, Nathan, you've got a fancy website called nathanblakelyn.com. It's got, usually I have to ask people, you know, do I need to go to Facebook or whatever, but it's all here in one place.
That's
right?
the official Nathan Blake
Yes.
site.
All those unofficial ones don't count.
Yeah,
right?
two of my friends have made fun of me for that. Ronnie McCoy, who's playing his last show with his band tomorrow evening.
Hi-Fi Ninja.
The Hi-Fi Ninja, and then my buddy Darren Schock making fun of me for the official Nathan Blake Lynn, because there's so many other Nathan Blake Lynns out there.
Anything else you want to talk about while you've got this wonderful forum?
I just want to talk about how great Western Kentucky music is.
Well, a lot of great bands.
A lot of great bands out there. I'm fortunate to have got to meet a lot of great bands, and a lot of them coming up. And WKMS is always hosting them all, right?
We try to. It's
Yeah.
not for lack of trying, for sure. So
Front
you
Porch.
are, Mike Goen, John McMillan, Nick Morris, Misty Clayton.
That's right. We got a lot of great things. Be on the Edge.
Still on the air.
Yeah. How many years?
Oh, started in 83?
Wow.
That was not me at the beginning.
I was wondering.
That would have been quite a feat. But I've been doing it for 20 years, so... Well, Nathan, you are playing at 7:30 tomorrow night at the Clemens Fine Arts Center as part of their Backstage Pass series, and we really, really appreciate you coming by today. I've wanted you on Live Lunch since we started it, and we'll have to have you back again in any form, really. You want to do it?
Yeah, I would love to be here, Tracy. Thanks a lot for having me, brother.
Thank you. Can you just can you play me out while I do some business?
I sure can.
This is WKMS FM, HD Murray, WKMD, HD Madisonville, and WKMT Fulton, with news and music at WKMS.org. We're part of the educational mission of Murray State University. Support for Live Lunch comes from Just Hamburgers, now with 2 locations in Paducah, serving fresh-made burgers, sides, and more. Just Hamburgers also features a different burger weekly. This week it's the Graveyard. That's a double burger topped with pepper jack cheese, jalapeno cured bacon, lettuce, tomato, and homemade ranch. On Facebook at Just Hamburgers. Slight chance of rain this afternoon under cloudy skies with a high near 50. Continued chance of rain this evening, low dropping to near 40. And we could be in store for a rainy Saturday, tapering off a bit in the early afternoon tomorrow. Cloudy skies with a high near 45. I'm Tracy Ross. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Live Lunch performance with Nathan Lynn. And again, he is playing in Paducah at the Clemens Fine Arts Center tomorrow night at 7:30. You can get tickets at the door or in advance. Thanks for listening. Science Friday is next. Have a great afternoon and a great weekend.